Is this a weird angle? Probably. What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel. I hate intros. I totally forgot what I was about to say. Couple things. First, sorry about the angle. I'm in my car, clearly. Two, I don't want to talk about my face. I don't know what's happening. I'm getting crazy pimples right now. I have a pimple literally like right here. Ow. I need to stop touching it. In my cartilage of my ear. Like, what? But yeah, hi. Anyway, on to the reason we're all here today. Thank you for coming. It's the first week of classes at my university, so I figured I would do a first week of school vlog. I'm gonna do the whole week, or at least like 3 days of the week, because I'm a grad student. I only have 3 classes and they're all on 3 different days. So I feel like it makes more sense to kind of document most of the week rather than just one day, since I only have 1 class today and it's not until 4 p.m. So I just finished doing a workout. I've turned into a morning workout kind of bitch. Didn't used to be that way. Now I need to pick up a couple things at the grocery store because I was supposed to do that yesterday, but I didn't. So I'm doing it today. And yeah, figured I'd start the vlog now. Maybe give you guys a little grocery haul when I get back in the car. I'm gonna grab my mask because safety first. In case anyone was wondering, I breathe perfectly fine in here. So I'm gonna go into the store, grab a couple things, and oh god, nope. I'll see you guys soon. Okay. This is probably the least amount of groceries I've ever purchased in my entire life, and that's mostly due to the fact that I have like 3 weeks between jobs right now. I'm starting working this week, but I'm not getting paid for another 2 weeks, and that's like 5 weeks between paychecks or something. I don't know. I'm poor is what I'm saying. So I've been trying to like use a lot of the food I already have at home, so I did a very minimal buy, except there were like 3 things that I impulsively bought because I'm me. First impulse buy were these vegan cheese puffs from Earth Balance, which I haven't had in a really long time, and there's like a discount shelf at my grocery store, which is normally nothing great. It was popping today, so maybe Tuesday morning is the day to go to the grocery store to get some deals, because they also had this Graham Crunch cereal by Cascadian Farms. I don't know if I've had this before, but I have had their other cereals. They're really good. I don't think you guys are ready for this one. Look at her! It is September 1st, my dudes. This is so appropriate. This is what I've been waiting for since like November of last year. I'm so excited. Next, I got a new toothbrush. Nothing crazy. I got some vegan mayonnaise, which I desperately needed because my dumbass accidentally ate some regular mayonnaise last week, and I have an egg allergy and it killed me. So I needed some vegan mayo because I'm making a pasta salad, which is also what this dill is for, which is also what my whole wheat rotini pasta is for. Some tempeh that I'm gonna be using for like regular salads, and I think there's something else. I meal planned my whole week already, but they are on sale 2 for $6, which was a pretty good deal, so I got 2 of these so I can have one next week. Goat cheese because I'm a fiend, and also for some of my salads and pretty much anything I'll put goat cheese on everything. A couple apples, which are also for my salads. I swear I'm eating more than salads this week. It just seems to be the salad ingredients that I didn't have at home that I needed to pick up today. I am eating a lot more great heartier meals, I promise. I'm not sure if anyone cared about that, so I'm gonna go home now and I will see you sometime. And I'm back. Now I am eating breakfast and drinking my first cup of coffee. Let me show you what I got. So my like go-to oatmeal recently has just been cooking up some oatmeal. I cook it in water and milk for about half the time that it says, and then I add in some frozen strawberries, cook it the rest of the time, and then add in a big ol' scoop of peanut butter. So yeah, pretty much I'm going to finish eating, and then my room is a hot mess, so if I don't like clean it up and straighten it up, it's just not gonna be a good day. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. Also need to shower, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do my makeup today because like first day of school vibes, why not? Also, I realized I haven't really talked about school at all for first week of school vlog, so after I get out of the shower and look a lot more presentable, I'll talk about my program a little bit more in case anyone is interested. First day of school, OOTD. I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. I'm so sorry. Alright, it's almost 12 o'clock. I feel like I've done nothing with my day, but at the same time I feel like I've done everything. But what I really want to do right now is just sit down and kind of talk about the graduate program that I'm in. I've talked about school on this channel before. I started to do a series as a nutrition student, and then I just kind of fell off of the world of YouTube for a few months, so I never really did much with that. But now I'm in a completely new program, and I would really like to document my experience with this as much as I can, because health promotion and health and wellness are more like up and coming popular programs in school to be in. So I know personally when I was researching this area, especially for a graduate program, there wasn't all that much information, at least like not the kind of information that I was looking for. Whereas if I had someone like sitting down in front of a camera like this, kind of explaining the process and their experience, that would have helped me a lot. So I'm hoping that this can be that for someone else. So like I said, I studied nutrition as a undergrad. I just finished that degree in the fall of 2019, and then I was accepted into the health promotion program at the same school during that semester, and they normally do a fall enrollment. And I really wanted to start in the spring because I didn't want to have a really big gap between my last undergrad degree and the start of school. So I asked if I could just be part-time and take one class, and they said that was fine. So I did end up taking a class in the spring, and funny enough, the class doesn't even count towards the program anymore, so it was kind of for nothing, but I'm still glad that I did it. But now that I'm a full-time student, I'm also doing an assistantship, and pretty much what that means, at least in my program, I think all the full-time students get an assistantship, and that's why they want you to start in the fall, because for a full year you're on contract to work with one of your professors. So some people are a research assistant, some people are a teaching assistant, and then some people are just a graduate assistant. And I'm a graduate assistant right now. So for me right now, that pretty much just means working under one of my professors, helping her with a lot of her different projects. And we're actually both kind of new to this because she's never had just a graduate assistant before. She normally has a teaching assistant, and I'm not helping her directly with like a research project like the research assistants are. So I think it'll be a learning process for both of us, but I'm really excited for the type of work that she does. I get to work under her about 20 hours a week. I get paid to do it, hence why I quit my job at the grocery store. I don't know if I said that before. It's a really great opportunity. I haven't really started with that at all yet, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because I just haven't done much with it, but maybe I'll go further in depth with what I'm doing to assist her throughout the year as more things happen. But back to my actual program that I'm in. It's a Master's of Science Health Promotion program. I get asked a lot what health promotion is. And it's kind of a lot, and I get why people ask, because it's like, what does that mean? Are you public health? Are you going to be like a nurse or a dietitian? And yeah, so I get that it's kind of a confusing topic because it's new. So I'm going to read a description from the World Health Organization of what health promotion is, because I think it will do a better job at explaining what I'm studying than I am, which sounds really sad, but bear with me. So health promotion is the process of enabling people to increase control over and to improve their health. To reach a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, an individual or group must be able to identify and to realize aspirations, to satisfy needs, and to change or cope with the environment. Health is therefore seen as a resource for everyday life, not the objective of living. Health is a positive concept emphasizing social and personal resources as well as physical capacities. Therefore, health promotion is not just the responsibility of the health sector, but goes beyond healthy lifestyles to well-being. And so if that still doesn't really sum things up for you, because I'm sure that it doesn't, me personally, I'm still very new to the area, but I know a lot of the people in my program often go off to work in like corporate wellness, which is becoming really big, you know, at large corporate jobs or universities. There's like employee health and wellness, there's student health and wellness. There's also, my university just recently started a really fantastic health coaching program. So that can be like your concentration within health promotion, which I'm thinking of doing. I'm taking one of the first classes for that requirement this semester. So if I like it, then I will proceed forward with it. And I'm very curious to find out what health coaching is all about, just because I don't know, I think when you think of like a health coach, then you think of like a lifestyle coach or a nutrition coach, and then you just think of all those really terrible influencers on Instagram, because pretty much almost anyone can call themselves a coach without actually having any sort of license or legitimate title from an institution. So yeah, I would, in terms of me like kind of having a social media presence and wanting to help people live a better life, I think being a health coach would be really cool, just to have like more legitimate coaches out there, if that makes sense. So yeah, the most basic thing, it's just helping people, promoting people to live better lives, and that could be done in a variety of ways. And you can either be, you know, a health coach focusing on an individual, or you can go, or in your field, you can be working on a much larger capacity and figuring out how to help the larger community or a neighborhood, or it can be more at the policy level and, you know, what to do to help the whole country, implementing programs and, you know, doing research within a community to figure out what types of interventions are going to work for certain groups of people, such as like kids, adults, the elderly, people who are below the poverty line, and, you know, figuring out how people can effectively use their SNAP benefits and what other types of education they can be offered on top of those benefits. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. If anyone has any questions about it, feel free to ask them, or if you were in a similar program, please let me know, reach out. I would love to be friends and just ask you a bunch of questions, because I'm still kind of figuring things out. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do after I graduate, but I'm not letting myself kind of focus on one specific area, because I want to, you know, do this first legitimate semester, take classes, learn a lot more. And I think by between taking classes and hopefully talking to other students, assuming I can make friends over Zoom, I might get a better idea of what exactly it is I want to do. But yeah, right now I'm leaning towards health coaching. I like the idea of like an employee wellness or student wellness program at a school or something like that. And honestly, just overall, I see myself working probably in a bunch of different areas when I get older. Like, I don't see myself being stuck in one 9-to-5 job for 30 years or whatever until retirement. I hope that I could have many outlets that all like bring me equal amounts of passion, if that makes sense, especially just because I've been trying to do this YouTube, Instagram thing very poorly, but for a decent amount of time now. So I would love to keep incorporating this in my, I guess, professional career life one day. So yeah, we will see how that goes. And yeah, speaking of which, I don't think I mentioned this before, but my entire semester is online. Our entire university, both undergrad and graduate students, are online, with the small exception of like more science-y fields that need to be in person to do like labs and stuff. But for the most part, I think like 80% of the university is online. So all my classes are on Zoom. As a graduate student, most of my classes, actually all my classes are at night, just so I'm able to work with my professor during the day. And I'm really curious to find out if anyone watching this is also currently in school or in college. What is your school doing? Are you guys doing like a hybrid of online and in person? Are you just online? Are you completely in person? Are you living in a dorm? I want to know about it, because I think it's absolutely crazy. It's just a crazy time. So I'm very curious what other schools are doing. I personally don't mind that my school is completely online. I feel bad saying this because I know there's a lot of students that really need that college experience, and I feel so bad for especially like freshmen and seniors. But as someone, I've been in school for so long and I don't need to be on campus. I think the idea of working from home and doing school at home, I just feel like I'm gonna have the most organized, like living my best life semester there is. So I know not everyone feels that way. But let me know your experience, let me know your thoughts on that. All right, my camera's starting to die. So normally I would have done my list for the day probably earlier in the day, but it's been an unusual day for me in terms of how I go about my schedule, I suppose. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a list of the things that I need to do today, and then I will get started on those things. So I actually didn't make that long of a list, because the first two things on there are for my class tonight. I am supposed to read the first 2 chapters ahead of time, and the textbooks haven't delivered yet. So I'm keeping open space on my schedule in case those happen to deliver today, right before 4 o'clock, so I can read those. Sorry about my dogs. So hopefully those deliver. For my class tomorrow, I need to just find, I think it's like any sort of random scholarly article that I like. I need to submit that. So I can do that today. I have a second monitor that I want to hook up to my laptop, because I think that will be very helpful for online school and work. So here is that setup. This thing is old as anything, as you can probably tell. It was my grandpa's, and my mom found it somewhere and she was like, do you want to use this? And I was like, of course I do, that's amazing. And since there's no HDMI connector on this thing, because it's so old, I had to buy a whatever AGV, whatever connector this is, so I can connect it to my like lightning port or thunder port. Clearly I don't know technical terms, but I needed to attempt to connect those two and make them talk to each other so I can use them, because that will be fun. And what was the last one on here? Oh, and plan out my videos, because now that it's pretty much fall, I have a lot of ideas for like fall Halloween themed stuff that I've already like written down all the things I want to do, and now I just need to figure out what weeks I'm gonna do what. You guys can look forward to that if you want. Speaking of planning videos, now that I am pretty much home all the time and I don't have a weird work schedule from working at a grocery store or bartending or any of the odd jobs I had before, now that I'm completely at home, kind of like on my own time in a way, I'm hoping to get a much more regular schedule of uploading. So I'm gonna try and make Fridays my upload days, but don't come after me if that doesn't happen, because I clearly don't post a lot to begin with. So I guess for the next however many minutes, I'm going to attempt to connect my laptop to this monitor. Hopefully it works, because otherwise I'm not buying any more cables. I give up. I don't need it that badly. Alright, I guess I'm not totally incompetent because I was able to connect my screens. I can't really see that. Also, can we talk about the fact that I've gotten 2 deliveries from Chegg and neither of them were the book that I needed for class today? Like, I ordered them all at the same time. Why can't they just deliver together? Also, totally not sponsored, but if you aren't using Chegg, what are you doing? I don't know about you guys, but the bookstore at my school is so expensive. Outrageously, unnecessarily expensive. So anytime I get a list of textbooks that I need, I compare the prices of like the university bookstore with Chegg, and normally with Amazon too, but Chegg is almost always going to be like, I saved a good like $60 by using Chegg as opposed to using the local like large university bookstore. How ridiculous is that? Okay, so I know that in one of the last clips I was totally just bashing university bookstores, but I did actually have to order 1 book from the local bookstore because it was out of stock on Chegg, so I was like, alright, I'll just get it from the bookstore, which they are offering delivery, so students don't have to keep going on to the bookstore on campus because of COVID and whatever. So I just got the package. And they sent like a COVID care package. So got like cute reusable face mask. Got these like temperature strips. I've never seen these before, but that's pretty fun. A whole thing of their wet wipes, which how on earth they were able to find enough to send these to all the students blows my mind, but good for them. Then some hand sanitizer and some like cloth face masks as well. So thanks, UD, that's cool. Alright fam, it is 3:53, which means my class is starting in a few minutes at 4 o'clock. I don't know what this is. So the first class that I have on Tuesdays is Health Behavior Theory. This is also the class that I think I was supposed to read 2 chapters of the textbook for, and textbooks are now not delivered until tomorrow, so I didn't do that. Hopefully it's not a big issue. So yeah, this is a 3-hour class. Kind of hoping it's the first day it won't last 3 hours, but we shall see what happens. I will check in when it's done. Alright, so just finished my first class. It only ended up being 2 hours instead of 3, so that's pretty awesome. Overall, it was a good class. I'm pretty excited for it. There was only 12 of us in the class, and I think that's how most of the classes are, just because that's the nature of grad school most of the time, is that it's a smaller class size. And I think for being online and doing all classes on Zoom, I think it'll be really nice to have a smaller class size. It'll be easy to like get to know people and collaborate, and like we did a breakout session in that class. So yeah, I think it'll just be easier to concentrate and learn and participate. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My only complaint so far is that I think I might somehow move my desk, because right now, like if I'm on a Zoom meeting, I get this terrible backlighting, and then you can also see my bed and stuff. And I don't know if I want everyone seeing where I sleep, so I might like reconfigure mine. As much as I love my desk setup, I think I'm gonna have to change that because privacy, you know? And good lighting. We love good lighting. I showed you my outfit yesterday, so I felt obligated to show it again today, not that anyone cared. That is one of the things that I am trying to do every day, is just get dressed as if I am going to work or going to school, just so things feel a little bit normal, and so I'm not tempted to just fall into bed and go back to sleep. I'm not sure what time it is, but I've already worked out today. I ate breakfast, and now I'm gonna go write my to-do list for the day. So I don't have too many school related things to do today, and that's probably how most of the week will be since it's the first week of classes. The one thing I definitely do want to do is go through all 3 of my syllabi and like put all the assignments in my planner so I know ahead of time. That's another thing that I really enjoy doing. And that reminds me, I feel like I keep giving some tips about school, and if anyone is interested in like a video about like tips or advice for working at home, or more specifically doing school from home, let me know, because I personally, obviously I'm biased, think I have some good advice when it comes to stuff like that, because I do work really well in a home environment where I know a lot of people don't. So I might make that video anyway, because I think it might be useful for pretty much like any like kid in school to college and school, then some like work from home tips too. So that video might be coming. And then other than that, I want to start on some reading for my graduate assistant position. And like I said last night, I want to try and move my desk around. As much as I love this setup, the lighting's coming from this direction, so I just need to figure something else out. Okay, so I know no one probably wants to see this, but this is where my desk used to be. This is where I'm thinking of moving it to. But do you see all the marks on the wall? That's from resting my feet on the wall when I sit at my desk. How gross is that? My dad just painted this like less than a year ago, so I feel kind of bad about that, but oh well. Alright, so honestly, I don't hate it. It's not the best setup, but I do like now that I'll have a blank-ish background over here, and the light's coming in from the side and not from the back, so that helps a little bit. I do think it's weird with my shelves there, like I specifically placed those after I put my desk there when I first moved back into my room, so that looks funky, but we'll deal, not complaining. Still have a cute little seating area, and this is my desk setup. I did have to pin my tapestry down because before the chair was holding it, so put another hole in the wall. Sorry, Dad. And then, so whenever I'm about to go into a Zoom meeting, I open up the photo booth app on my Mac so I can like see what it's gonna look like. So it doesn't look all that great on camera, but the lighting is so much better. The funniest part is though that you can see the bottom half of my Beavis and Butthead Stranger Things picture that my lovely boyfriend gave to me a couple years ago. It is the best thing in the world, and I'm kind of not mad that people can see it on Zoom. Okay, so I haven't really checked in much today. I feel like I've just been constantly doing stuff. I don't know, I know it's only the second day of school, but there was a point today where I just felt like completely overwhelmed and was already getting really anxious and just thinking about all the things that I have to do, and just kept like telling myself that I'm not being organized enough, which is crazy because I'm probably over organized. But yeah, there was a period today where I literally just like sat on my floor and had to tell myself to breathe, and it's okay. And the fact that I can recognize that I'm getting anxious means that I also have the abilities to fix it, I guess, if that makes sense. So just a reminder for anyone else out there who's already getting overwhelmed by school or work like I am, it's not the end of the world. It's all gonna be okay. If you're able to recognize that you're feeling that way, then that should help you find ways to fix whatever your issues are, hopefully. That's just a little after 7. I just finished my research methods class like about 20 minutes ago. She almost went the full 3 hours, but she actually decided to, for future classes, to only do about 2 hours of Zoom lectures and do like half an hour of pre-recorded lectures we had to watch ahead of time, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I got a little bit of work done for my assistantship. I think I had said yesterday that this week, it's actually the same professor I just had for my like boss or advisor, I guess you could say, wants me to watch a couple videos and read a bunch of articles just to catch up on like the work that she does to make sure I know what I'm doing for when I actually legitimately start helping with her projects. So I watched like an hour-and-a-half webinar for one of those things earlier, and yeah, I don't know, I feel like the past 2 days have just gone by super quickly. I feel like I've been inside nonstop for the past 2 days, except for when I went to the grocery store, so definitely think I'm gonna go for a walk or a run tomorrow if it's not raining, which I think it's supposed to be. I feel like I just need to get out of the house, which I thought at first after like working at a grocery store and, you know, being out of the house multiple times a week, thinking about like when I won't be working at a grocery store, I'll be working from home, I'm like, oh, it won't bother me being at home because I was out in public so much that I couldn't like wait to be home. But now that I'm constantly home, I'm like, no, like I need to find a reason to get out. yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna FaceTime my boyfriend later because he lives far away and I'm not gonna see him for a couple weeks, and then hopefully wake up refreshed and less anxious tomorrow. What's good, fam? So, as you could probably guess, it is now Thursday. It's Thursday, September 3rd, of course. How could I forget? It's not like we're in a pandemic or anything. So I just wanted to check in and kind of really just say that I am not feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. I don't know, I ended yesterday's portion just like saying how like stressed and anxious I'm feeling, and then last night I could not sleep at all. And I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. My room is also extremely hot, so I think that would probably had something to do with it as well. And I am feeling a little bit better today, besides being tired. So I also went for a run when I woke up, and even though I don't run very far, they just like going on runs completely drains me for some reason, and like always leaves me with a headache. And I guess if I'm gonna run, I need to run at night or something, like right before I go to bed, because it just does not set me up for a good day. But I'm still trying. Like my other classes, I don't have my last class of the week until 4 o'clock today. So I've just been catching up on some work for my assistantship. It's actually really interesting readings. I've watched like webinars and read a handful of articles today just about like the status and issues revolving early childhood centers and education and how they're operating in the life of COVID and just stuff like that. There's so much to consider. I mean, one, in terms of obviously like health and safety, that's the whole issue in itself, but then, you know, stuff that I'm really interested in is like more the nutrition and food aspect of it, because a lot of kids in these programs and these childhood centers are, you know, getting food from them, and now that they're at home a lot more and perhaps they live in a lower income neighborhood, the family below the poverty line, and they can't always afford food, and these families would rely on certain programs that are implemented in child care centers to get certain meals throughout the day, and now they necessarily don't have access to that. So that's kind of just been the stuff I've been looking at today. I decided to take a break because I've been doing that for probably about 2 hours now, and I wanted to like get up from my desk, which I did pretty much only to grab the camera and sat back down to start filming, so I don't know what that's about. I'll probably make some lunch soon. I am, this is my squishy llama. Is that not the cutest thing in the entire world? What was I saying? Oh, the one thing I am still like actively stressing about is the fact that 2 of my textbooks still have not delivered. They've been in the state like 30 minutes away in a FedEx facility for the past like 2 or 3 days now, and now they keep changing the delivery times, and now it's just pending delivery, and now I'm concerned they either lost it or they forgot about it, or it's just not going to be delivered on time, because it's for the past 2 classes I've had this week, and both of which have assigned a bunch of readings for next week that like I really want to get a head start on. If they don't deliver by today, I'll probably just call the FedEx facility if I can and just be like, look, can I come pick up my books? I need them, man. Yeah, other than my class later today, I don't plan on filming tomorrow, but I thought I would share what I'll be doing. I'm hoping in my like out of my stress and anxiety last night about not feeling organized, I've been trying to like create a schedule for myself, which I'm sure I won't get in the swing of things until like 3 weeks in, but ideally, since I don't have class on Monday and Fridays, I want to make those like my work days and treat it as if I'm working. I wouldn't say a 9 to 5 because I only need to work like 20 hours a week, so maybe like Mondays and Fridays work like 6 hours each, and then I'll have room like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to focus on class stuff, and then also like devote 1 or 2 hours to assistantship work related things if I have to. So tomorrow I'm going to get a lot more stuff done for my assistantship, just reading a lot more articles, watching more webinars that my advisor has sent to me. And then there's also our graduate student government is doing like a mental health seminar tomorrow, so I kind of want to be a part of that. It seems really interesting, so I'm going to do that meeting tomorrow and then post this video. I think that's really it, so nothing too exciting. What's up? It's Friday because I forgot to do an outro to this / end it / talk about my class last night. So just really quickly, the class I had last night on Thursday was health behavior change strategies. So that's kind of like the, I guess, intro to health coaching in a way. Not completely, but it all ties together. So that's probably the class that I'm most looking forward to. I just think through this class I will kind of figure out maybe, one, if health coaching is what I actually want to do, and two, whether, regardless of whether or not I want to do health coaching, like maybe trying to figure out the types of populations I want to work with. There's so many different types of populations you can work with when it comes to health and wellness. So that is pretty much it. I'm just editing the video now. Hopefully I get that up today. And otherwise, thank you for watching. I'm not sure how exciting or informative this really was. If anyone has any questions about my program, feel free to ask. If you're in a similar program, feel free to comment down below all about that, because I am very intrigued to hear from other people who are maybe in a similar situation as myself. Otherwise, subscribe if you want. Don't really care. Like the video, that would be cool. And I will see you guys next week.